t-shirt. Just United Front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
Colin Cowherd just put Kelsey Plum in her place, and honestly, it was about time someone said it. While Caitlin Clark is literally transforming the WNBA from a struggling league into a money-making machine, Plum decided to throw shade at the one person responsible for their newfound success. Cowherd didn't hold back, and what he revealed about the jealousy brewing in the WNBA will shock you. So what did Cowherd really say? And how is he comparing Caitlin Clark to his royal heiress himself, Michael Jordan? You want to know just how dramatic this transformation has been? Picture this. For over 2 decades, WNBA players were flying budget airlines where they had to pay for water. These women were grinding through seasons in empty arenas, playing for teams that were losing money year after year. The merchandise sales were so low that most fans couldn't even find a jersey to buy if they wanted one. Then Caitlin Clark showed up, and everything changed overnight. We're talking about a 500% increase in merchandise sales. 500%. Attendance jumped 40% across the league, with some cities completely selling out games that used to have maybe a few thousand people scattered around massive arenas. Franchises that were hemorrhaging money suddenly became profitable businesses. The Indiana Fever went from being one of the league's biggest financial disasters to having a waiting list for season tickets. But here's what really gets Cowherd fired up. These same players who were scraping by on budget flights are now enjoying private jets, better hotels, and increased salaries. The league's financial health improved so dramatically that players are experiencing luxuries they never dreamed of just 2 seasons ago. Yet some veterans are still complaining about the very person who made it all possible. Cowherd put it perfectly when he compared the league's transformation to going from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a 4 seasons in the shopping district. That quote captures everything about what Clark has done for the WNBA. The accommodations, the treatment, the financial security, the respect from mainstream sports media. Everything upgraded because one player brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball. Yet some veteran players remain stuck in the old mindset, acting like nothing has changed. They're living in 4 seasons luxury while complaining about the person who got them out of the Motel 6. The WNBA All-Star voting results revealed something ugly that Cowherd couldn't ignore anymore. The way All-Star voting works is pretty straightforward. Fans vote for their favorites, coaches pick reserves, and players vote for who they think deserves recognition. This matters because All-Star selections directly impact endorsement deals, legacy building, and how history remembers these players. For young players especially, making the All-Star team validates their impact and sets them up for bigger opportunities. So where did the fans rank Caitlin Clark? First among guards. Where did her fellow players rank her? Ninth. The league's biggest draw, the person responsible for packed arenas and record merchandise sales, got ranked 9th by the same players benefiting from her success. This wasn't close voting either. The gap between fan support and player recognition was massive. Let's be real about what this ranking actually means. It had nothing to do with basketball performance. Clark was putting up impressive numbers, breaking records left and right. The statistics supported all-star recognition. This was about something else entirely, something much more personal. Think about other young sensations in sports history. When LeBron James burst onto the scene, veteran players recognized his talent even if they didn't love the attention he got. When Tiger Woods dominated golf as a young player, the tour veterans might not have liked being overshadowed, but they respected what he brought to the sport. The Clark situation feels different because the resistance seems so obvious and petty. Cowherd didn't hold back when he saw these voting results. He called it exactly what it was: pettiness. He pointed out how some WNBA players were showing a complete lack of appreciation for the person who transformed their entire league. Instead of embracing what he called the golden goose, these players were actively working against their own interests. Here's what makes this even more frustrating. Players like A'ja Wilson and Kelsey Plum have benefited directly from Clark's popularity. Their own profiles have grown because more people are paying attention to the WNBA. Their salaries and working conditions improved because Clark brought revenue to the league. Yet when it came time to show professional respect through all-star voting, They ranked her below players with far less impact. Cowherd dropped a comparison that makes the Clark situation crystal clear, but it's one that makes some people uncomfortable. Both Clark and Jordan arrived as flashy rookies who completely changed their leagues overnight. Jordan transformed the NBA into a global phenomenon, and Clark is doing the same thing for the WNBA right now. The parallel is so obvious that you wonder why more people aren't talking about it. Jordan faced the infamous Jordan rules from the Detroit Pistons, designed specifically to wear him down through aggressive contact. Clark has dealt with similar targeting all season long. Officials struggled to protect Jordan in his early years, just like they're struggling with Clark now. Cowherd pointed out that officials are letting a lot of stuff go that almost feels inappropriate regarding Clark's treatment on court. You know what both teams did? They brought in enforcers. The Chicago Bulls got Charles Oakley to protect Jordan. The Indiana Fever acquired Sophie Cunningham to do the same for Clark. Cowherd stated that the Fever, like the Bulls, understood they had to protect their star. This isn't coincidence, it's smart business when you have a player who transforms everything. The merchandise and TV ratings tell an identical story. Cowherd described Clark as a dynastic TV rating changer, the same phrase used for Jordan during his rookie impact. Both players became must-watch television immediately. The WNBA is seeing the same surge in viewership and merchandise sales that the NBA experienced when Jordan arrived. Here's what makes this comparison uncomfortable for some people. Both Jordan and Clark faced serious resentment from veteran players who felt overshadowed by the newcomers. Some WNBA players don't like the attention Clark receives, just like NBA veterans initially resented Jordan's rapid rise. The All-Star voting controversy proves this resentment is real and ongoing. The college popularity factor connects everything perfectly. Jordan's North Carolina fame translated into NBA transformation. Clark's Iowa stardom is doing the same for the WNBA. Both players brought massive college fan bases into professional basketball, changing the entire landscape of their leagues. This comparison makes Cowherd confident that Clark will emerge stronger from current challenges. He believes this will only make Caitlin Clark a better player, just like the early struggles made Jordan unstoppable later. The WNBA's future depends on embracing this transformation rather than fighting it.
Caitlin Clark now is like kerosene to the physicality flame. So you have physicality in this league, and now you get this flashy player, and they don't know how to officiate her, they don't know how to defend her. But I would say, when I hear this, Colin, the WNBA, Colin, has got to do something. Yes, they do. Understand, this is the arc.
The WNBA's future runs through Caitlin Clark, whether the jealous veterans like it or not. Clark's second season trajectory will reshape how this entire league operates. The momentum is building, and Cowherd sees the WNBA finally turning that financial corner they've been chasing for decades. This isn't just about one player anymore. This is about a complete transformation of women's basketball. Here's the choice facing veteran players right now. Look at how other sports leagues handled similar situations. When generational talents emerged, some veterans adapted and thrived alongside them. Others resisted and got left behind. The smart players recognize what's happening and position themselves accordingly. That's exactly what players like Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston have done. They've embraced playing alongside Clark instead of fighting against her success. Cowherd delivered his boldest statement about why Clark will define the next decade regardless of internal politics. The numbers don't lie, the fan engagement speaks for itself, and the financial transformation is already happening. Whether veteran players accept it or not, Clark has become the face of women's basketball. The league can either embrace this reality and prosper together, or watch some players get left behind while others thrive alongside the superstar who changed everything. The transformation is happening with or without everyone's blessing. Cowherd's message is simple. Stop biting the hand that feeds you and start appreciating the golden goose. The WNBA is experiencing unprecedented growth, and fighting against that success makes zero sense. You want to support real change in women's basketball? Back Caitlin Clark and the players smart enough to embrace this transformation like Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, and Kelsey Mitchell. These players understand what's happening and they're positioning themselves for long-term success. 2025 could be the year the WNBA finally breaks through to mainstream sports consciousness if everyone stops fighting each other and starts working together. If you support Caitlin, then comment Golden Goose, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.